Hello everybody, it's Mr. Francis, and as promised, here is our video for the tutorial for the Hayden McNeil Lab Simulation site. So I'm on the Allen page right now, and of course if I click on Canvas, that's going to take us to the Canvas page, and I've skipped ahead a little bit here. This is actually my page, but I'll show you some things that we come for this. But again, if you go to Modules, come down to the module, and within each module you're going to see the labs that you're going to do for that particular module. So we're going to click on this link and it's going to take you to this page and you're going to see this. And as it says here, we're going to load this in a new video. So I'm going to switch this to student review real quick. So if I click on this, it's going to take you to a page where you're going to create your account. Okay, so you'll have your username and password. I recommend using the same password you use to log into Canvas. Okay, let's keep everything simple with that. And then you've got more details here and you can go to creating the account itself. Okay, once you create an account, the next page that you're going to get is, you're going to see it's going to be another login page, so you'll log into there. And then you're going to be registering for a course. Now again, this is my page. Let me log out here real quick. Again, if we create an account, you'll see this same page. Now, like I said, I'm already logged in. I already have an account for this. But you will see this page, either new user or existing user. So if you click on new user, you choose an institution. Obviously, we are Allen Community College, so you will select Allen Community College. Okay, when you get to the next page, you're going to see the courses that have been offered from Allen Community College through the years. This is very important. Do not just click on a course. Earlier today, in your Allen email, you received an email from me with a description. What you want to look for a course is this one. Allen Community College CHE125 Lab Simulations Fall 2021 Francis. This is the course that you're looking for. If it doesn't say that, don't click on that course. Okay? Very simple. Okay? Look for that course. Ignore all the other courses that are on this list. Click on the enroll button. Now I'm already enrolled in the class. So when you click on the enroll button, it will take you to that particular course. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my courses and take you to the main page for this. Okay, as you scroll down, you're going to see the labs for our work. Okay, so once you get your account set up, you selected Allen Community College, you've selected the CHE125 Lab Simulations Fall 2021 Francis course. The very first lab that we're going to do is an introduction to lab simulations. For all of you, this is probably the first time that you have done a virtual lab. Okay, so I'm going to go through the steps. This is not daunting, folks, but just follow everything step by step. The introduction is just that. It's going to be an introduction to the lab simulation, get you familiar with everything that you do. So the background, and you're going to see a background for every single lab that we have, it describes what we do. When we get to it, the very first thing that you see every time is going to be the personal protective equipment. And you're going to select all three. It's just like we're going to be in a normal lab. We wear goggles, we wear a lab coat, we wear gloves. That's going to be in there. And then we've got a virtual lab space, and you're going to see all this equipment in here, the figures and the lab navigation tools. So this is a great first lab for us because it's going to show us things that we're going to do. Okay, so the next page is going to take us to our experiment and our procedure. Okay, now you should see here, there'll probably be a beaker here with this. If you click on this, I'm going to open this up in a new tab. Please sign in. I'm already signed in. But you're going to have your experiments for this. So let me do something real quick here. should take me to the page here. Since I'm an existing user, I should be able to do this. If not, it's really going to upset me. Okay, so here we are in our simulation. This is what we want for this. Okay, the reason I opened this up in a new tab is this way I can go back and forth. I can read the procedure and I can do the work. So I'm going to start my lab. And again, here's our personal protective equipment. You have to click all three of these before you get started within the lab itself. So we'll enter the lab. And what you're going to see here, here's our work shelf that they mentioned earlier with our materials, our containers, our instruments. And we're going to follow the procedure. Okay. Now, they tell, and again, just step by step. So I'm going to find my 150 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. I'm going to bring it down here to the table. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to find the 6 molar HCl. And you'll have to scroll through here because you have a number of chemicals on the shelf. Just scroll over each one to find what you're working with. And make sure, because again, here's, hey, I've got 1 molar HCl, 6 molar. That's what it says. Hey, I want the 6 molar. So I'm going to take the 6 molar, put it right on top of there. And again, this is going to tell me, hey, I need to add 50 milliliters of this. So I'm just going to type in 50. As you're doing this, write down all your information. So on a piece of paper, write down, hey, I added 50 milliliters of the HCl. And you can see that's added in the flask itself. Go on. Now the next step, I'm going to find the 1 molar sodium hydroxide. So again, I'm going to scroll through here until I find my 1 molar sodium hydroxide, and there it is. Move it down here, and you note that I'm putting this right on top of the flask. That's going to give me the dialog box. And again, here it's saying I'm going to enter, I skipped a step here. Let me go back. I'm going to hit cancel. I need this thermometer. So I'm going to put the thermometer in here. I want to record that initial temperature. Now I want the 1 molar sodium hydroxide. And again, I'm going to add 50 milliliters, but also look what it's saying. I should see a change in temperature, and I want to record that maximum temperature that's recorded. So again, I'm going to type in 50. I'm going to hit add, and look at my temperature. And you saw it topped out, at this case, 26.7. I'm going to write that 26.7 degrees Celsius on my paper. I had an initial temperature, 21. My final temperature, 26.7. And we can zoom in and out. And now they tell us, okay, now we're going to clear off this data. And you can see what we're doing. Just clear it. We're going to drag each container to the waste container. Waste container is down here. So I'm going to take my thermometer. I'm going to move it back up to the counter. I'm going to take my flask, move it to my waste container. And then I'm going to put it in my sink. Okay, so that's one experiment, and I'm going to write down my data. So as you go through here, this is just like any labs that we've ever done. Okay, follow the procedure, the chemicals, the equipment they're using, write down your data, and that's how you're going to complete the work. And then, so we've got 2 other experiments that you're going to do. Once you're done with this, we can just close out this tab. And now we're going to go back to our main page. Because now what you're going to see is there's a short answer and multiple choice section for each of these labs. You're going to complete both of them. The reason I emphasize writing down all your information, you're going to use the data from these experiments to answer the multiple choice questions, and let me go back, to answer the short answer questions. That's going to be based entirely on your data. Okay, you're going to submit both of those. Then I'm going to get a notification that you completed the lab, and I'll go through and grade them, and I will be able to enter the data and enter your scores into the grade book. And you're going to see, hey, I've completed that lab, and I can see my point total with that. Okay, so that is our Hayden McNeil site. Again, what I want you to check, go to your Allen email, your allencc.edu email. You should have received an email today that has your access code. You will use that as you set up your account today. So if you have any questions as you're going along, please ask. Please contact me, and we'll go through the steps and get everything going. With that, enjoy the labs, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.